Hey Slayers, and welcome to a game I probably should have done a long time ago. And that game is Altered Beast. And man, that is too loud. Give me a second. But I kind of been putting this game off, as everyone knows about this game. Everyone knows everything about this game. And I've never really been a big fan of this game. This game was like this is the Genesis version, by the way. You know, this was the original pack-in for the Sega Genesis, and you know, I just never thought it was really a good game to begin with. So I never really played it or wanted to do a video on it. But basically, Altered Beast is a arcade game and a Sega Genesis game, also released in '89. Now this did also get a Master System port, and that version is utter garbage, and maybe we'll look at it one day. But for now, the Genesis version is a pretty faithful recreation of the arcade version. It's not arcade perfect or anything, because why would it be? But it's pretty darn close. Like, I mean, this looks good. This was one of the reasons the Genesis sold well. This game is perfect. This game is a beat 'em up, basically. And it's just not my really cup of tea. Basically, you get 3 power-ups, you become some type of weird animal thing, and you fight the boss, dude. That's basically how to sum the game up. And the game just never really, it didn't do it for me when I first discovered this game. Maybe it's just because it's a little bit too hard, and I've literally never made it. No, I have made it past the second level to the third level, but I just never really enjoyed it too much. I never made it far, and maybe it was because this game is again, and I know I say this about every game, but this game is really hard. Like, you can ask anybody, this game's hard. If they've played this game, it's hard, and it's not really, it was never really a good packing title to begin with. And that's why Tom Clancy ultimately replaced it for Sonic the Hedgehog, and that's when the Genesis started getting good, at least in my opinion. That pack-in title deal was a good deal, but this is basically a side-scroller beat 'em up in one of the most primitive ways. Like, this was a showstopper on the arcade. It looked awesome, and that was really kind of its big selling point. I mean, even on the Genesis, it has pretty big sprites. I guess I don't like the music really here, but as you can see, the bosses are pretty freaking huge. Some of them are weird. Like, basically, you're a dead guy, and this guy who's basically God, I guess, revives you, brings you back to life so you can go save his daughter. That's really just the simplest way to sum the story up. Now, the game is one of these games that's, if you already haven't played this, it's on a million Genesis collections, and the game as a whole is pretty cheap. We're talking pennies again. This is one of those games that since it was a pack-in title, it's so cheap you can get it for literally at the most you'll probably pay for this is probably $5. Like, especially if you're looking for a loose copy, you'll get this game cheap. It's not hard to find. It's a pretty cheap experience, and it's not, if you pay more, I really personally, to me, this is just my opinion, but if you're not trying to get an in-box copy and you're just looking for a loose copy, if you pay more than $10 for this game, unless it's in a collection or something, you're really just scamming yourself. Like, I'm sorry, but you are. This game just really isn't worth that much money, in my opinion. Like, it's not like I hate Altered Beast or anything. Altered Beast is a totally fine game. It's just not my cup of tea, and it never was, and it probably never will be. It's not like something like Golden Axe or Streets of Rage, where it's hard. I mean, it's 2-player. You got that element. But see, some of these things just seemed just totally unfair, and there's no such thing as continues here. And I mean, this review isn't going to be too long. I mean, we're only literally at the 3-minute mark. But yeah, this game as a whole, there's not that much to talk about here. It's just a beat 'em up, like I said. Just a normal beat 'em up. You kill these dogs. Only the grayish, bluish dogs give you the power-ups. The normal brown ones don't do anything. And you get powered up by the little power-up spinny things you get from them. The game, there's one antagonist, and there's a variety of bosses for those who care. I think there's 5 or 6 levels. I literally can't get past the second level. Rarely do I get past it, and when I do, I pretty much automatically die at the end of the at the third level. Now you turn into a variety of different animals. On the first level, it's a werewolf. On the second level, it's like a flying dinosaur type dragon thing. On the third level, I'm pretty sure it's a tiger, and there's a bear too. And you transform into a bunch of things, but really, this game isn't worth too much. at least in my opinion. And I'm sorry if anyone really enjoys this game and just was like, oh, this is the ultimate game, and you were expecting like more than this type of review, just because this game just really isn't that. It's not. I'm gonna really say skip this. I want to say skip it, but it is kind of an important part of Sega history. So I'd say give it a try. And like I said, it's so inexpensively cheap, or it's on so many collections. You've probably already played this one before. It gets on just about every Genesis collection. Definitely try the arcade one, the arcade version though. The arcade version is worth a look for anybody, at least in my opinion. The Master System version, stay away from that one. I'm gonna give it its own review. Probably I might even do it tomorrow. That because the Master System version is so infinitely like this one is just the Master System version is like, and the arcade version is again it's okay. But this never really was my cup of tea, and I don't want to, like I said, I don't want to say stay away from it. I say go try it out, but you most like it's so available on everything. You've most likely played it, and it's worth a look for those curious. But other than that, there's much better like beat 'em up type styles games to play, from Battletoads to Double Dragons to even Sega's own Streets of Rage and Golden Axe. So I'd say definitely pick one of these titles up over as a packing title. It was a nice game though. That I will give it that. It was a free game, and at least you got it. And the multiplayer can be pretty fun and hectic. I have played multiplayer for this game multiple times. So yeah, that's really gonna do it for this video. I hope you enjoyed. Go give Altered Beast a try. Stay away from the Master System version. I will, like I said, I'm gonna do a video on that. It might even be tomorrow. Stay away from the Master System version. And until next time, have a good one, Slayers.